baby face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US survey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Me got baby face, me got big chair. Trump bad, Trump good, me no care. Me write big book, kill billies and stuff. Now me import and wear tie up tough. Me go Yale school, me learn big word. Now me forget everything me heard. Silicon people give me job, me take. Now me like Trump, me make no mistake. Yo, it's JD Advance. Me fight walk folk, me say never die. Me protect kids, me born liberal. Him, them, there. America simple, only two gender. Me face, me big boss man. Me like America, me got good plan. Mexico water, make Gulf US survey. Me make Zelensky say thanks to my face. Too many gender for my agenda. Went on a bender, execo the sender. Might take Panama just like na. Might take Gaza, pop then a plaza. Witness my majesty.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy Prime, Mage IDOT of Unit 199. Happy to see all of you here on a Friday. Breaking Guthrie is happening right now. The season finale of Breaking Guthrie is happening. We've got SWAT teams out there. We have a new glove that was just found. We've got DNA samples. It's going to be a hell of a season finale for Breaking Guthrie. The internet's going crazy. Everybody is excited. I see that there's YouTube channels that have like 80,000 people watching them right now just because the season finale is here of Breaking Guthrie. It's a very exciting time. There's a lot of theories out there, and we will get to that. We also have a lot more to get into with politics and everything else in the world of entertainment. So I can't wait. I can't wait. In fact, we're not going to talk about it yet, but like, look at this right here. New glove found inside Nancy Guthrie's home in huge discovery. How did you just find a glove 14 days after she went missing in the home? What? How do you find? There's been 14 days. And it's like, breaking news, guys. Breaking news. We found a glove. What? It's been 14 days. The hell is going on? My goodness, man. What a disaster. But what isn't a disaster is Alan Tanasi dropping a $50 super chat before the stream even started. Marmillan, that's more than you drop for the pre-stream grift tax, okay? Alan Tanasi says, here's 50 because I know you need the help. Your channel is dying, Jeremy. I wish you well on your path of female emotions. I hope this money goes to good use and to buy some coffee brand coffee, special cream pie edition. Hail the 199 and Kino Casino. Yes, so we'll see a little bit later on. We'll get to some of the stuff he's mentioning for sure. But your $50 will definitely help this poor failing YouTuber out. I really appreciate it. And the only way we can survive is if you help me grift more. So I do appreciate it. Thank you. Jeremy the Cyborg for a $44.44 super chat. Let's freaking go. Says J's plus 44.44. That's it. I can't highlight it. StreamYards is broken right now. It's taking up now. Alan Tanassi finally shows up right here. StreamYards is broken, so I'm having to wait for them to populate. It drives me crazy. So thank you, Alan Tanassi, for the 50. Caleb says, grift on for Israel. $7,000 says, you are correct, sir. What does he win, everyone? What does a Caleb in the chat win for saying grift on for Israel? Do you know what Caleb is?
Liberal. Happy fun, la la la. Human smuggling, fentanyl deaths, forced government euthanasia, chopping up children's genitals, la 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 la.
There we go. Thank you, Caleb. We appreciate you showing up. Liberal. I just wanted an excuse to use that one, and you just showed up at the perfect time. Don't think that you're special because you're not. You just happen to be in the right place at the right time for me to meme you and to grift you. That's really all it was. Caleb, I need you to understand this, okay? If I didn't find that Alex Jones clip earlier and literally just upload it to my clips, I would have never acknowledged you. But since I saw you being a clear liberal, I felt this is a perfect opportunity. So just understand, all right? Much like women, you were just used for what we needed to get out of you, and then we're throwing you away. Okay? Simple as that. All right? Have a good day. Now, women, don't get offended. I'm just memeing on that as well. So don't get too offended, which I don't think you will. The women know how we roll here at CobraCast 199. All right. I just wanted to compare Caleb to a woman, and it felt pretty good to do that. And he's probably pissed. Okay. So, all right. So either see Pink Lady knows. Barb says, I'm not offended. That's what's up. There we go. I appreciate it. Pirate Red says, I'm used to it. Locker room talk. That's what's up. Okay, so look, let's jump right into this because there is a lot, okay? This channel right here is live on the scene, and he's got like 69,069. He's got 69,000 people watching him live on the scene right now. This is a JLR Investigates. So there's a lot going on right now. So here's the breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. This is a few hours ago.
News alert, a possible breakthrough in the search for Nancy Guthrie. A glove inside the 84-year-old's home has been discovered and sent to a lab in Florida by the Pima County Sheriff's Office.
However, federal agents are likely to retest the new evidence since it was not sent to the FBI lab in Quantico, Virginia. Fox News contributor Paul Morrow actually asked the FBI about the role they will play in examining DNA evidence just a week ago. Watch.
Glove. 14 days after this shit happens, a glove is found in her home. What? How is this possible? How are they this stupid? This is why, again, I will repeat what I have repeated many times. I am not memeing on the idea of an elderly woman being kidnapped and gone missing. I am not memeing on that at all. That is terrible. No one wants to see that. No one is happy about that. I am memeing on the hilariousness of this case and how the family has responded with their mainstream media personality, how TMZ has responded, how local law enforcement has responded, how all of this has played out. It is a complete and total embarrassment beyond belief. And now here we are 14 days later. They claim they found a fucking glove in her home.
Will the Bureau be submitting the DNA for investigative genealogical investigation relative to maybe getting a relative, somebody if you want?
I would say the DNA aspect of this case is being handled by the Pima County Sheriff's Department right now. However, should we get to that point, yes, that would be an option for the FBI to assist.
You are watching Fox and Friends First here on a Friday morning. I'm Todd Pyro.
And I'm Carly Shimkus. The FBI has also released its first description of the suspect. They are looking for a male that is approximately 5'9" to 5'10" with an average build. who was wearing a black 25-liter Ozark Trail Hiker Pack backpack.
Let's bring in forensic expert Joseph Scott Morgan. And Joseph, let us start with the evidence and the examination of the evidence. What can the FBI lab in Quantico do that private lab in Florida can't when it comes to all of this evidence, specifically that glove?
Yeah. Good morning, guys. Thanks for having me. Yeah, this glove is very significant in the sense that
it's been 14 days since she went missing, and now suddenly they find a glove in her home, the same home that they should have swept every inch of, the same home that they have been back to many times. That same home, and now suddenly 14 days later, they found a fucking glove.
Glove is going to contain molecular evidence relative to a potential for a DNA profile that could be.
What was that all about? Did he get his update? Did he get his update?
Going to contain molecular evidence relative to a potential for a DNA profile that could be created. The resources that the FBI has compared to, say, for instance, a private laboratory.
Even I don't pause like that. I say, like, that's how I pause. I don't just go. So the DNA evidence was found earlier today, because I'm far more professional, to be fair.
Is quite striking. And not only that, the FBI also has additional partners that they work with on a regular basis to build out one of these profiles. The question, guys, is this. How well has the glove been preserved? You know, as a forensics person, that's always my big question, because some of this evidence can be very, very fragile. And one of the big things I need you guys to keep your eye on here is that if these gloves contain any kind of DNA evidence from this individual, you heard this just a second ago, actually there can be a forensic genealogical profile built on this person that could literally go back to familial connections with somebody in this family that has put their DNA into one of these databases that they can track back to this individual specifically. This thing is huge.
That certainly does sound like it really could be. And then the other thing that happened yesterday was that investigators released a description between 5'9" and 5'10" average build. We also have the backpack. It's something, yes. It's broad. How do investigators narrow down a subject?
He's got a backpack on, guys, an Ozark backpack. You know those things that they sell at Walmart like hotcakes? Yeah, he's got an Ozark backpack. Certainly this will help us track him down, because nobody has an Ozark backpack from Walmart. Nobody at all. Next thing you're going to say, he's wearing a jacket from Ross or some shit like that.
Suspect based on that description.
Well, we know that the backpack is an Ozark backpack. And listen, you know, you can walk into, and I'll go ahead and say, Walmart's anywhere in the country, and they sell these. So that again.
Thank you. Yes.
Again, part of the investigative funnel, you want to put data in and have it narrow down as you work through the case. I'm very hang on.
Darren versus the world in the chat says Jeremy sucks at being funny. I wasn't being funny, Darren. I said your mom is fat as fuck, and that is why your dad left. I wasn't being funny. I meant what I said. I said, like, that's why your dad left. Because, you know, fat with a penis, apparently. Those are the rumors anyway, but I wasn't trying to be funny.
Fascinated by this idea that they brought this chart out. I don't know if you guys saw that, that one of the agents or enforcement individuals had this in their arm. And this is a height chart. So what they were doing with the camera, I think, beneath the tent, They were trying to set up a template where they could get an idea from that perspective when he approached that Nest camera of height. Now, that's kind of a broad spectrum when you say, when you're talking 4 to 5 inches, but at least it's something to
4 to 5 inches, Darren. Is he talking about you?
go on. You know that the top end of the range is going to be over 5'10", or is below 5'10", and then inside of that lower number. So you can bracket it that way. Look, it's not a lot, but at least it's something. And you compare that, and if you can take and test this DNA and really narrow it down with that, you might have a bingo here.
Yeah, it's that same concept. Like when you go into a bank and you see
Yes.
as you're leaving a bank at the door, there are all those numbers. Those
Yep.
numbers are heights, so that if you rob the
Yep.
bank and you're leaving, you can see how tall the bank robber is. I want to get
All right, that one's good right there. Where is it at? Was it Zero Gun Rival says, Jeremy not funny? Well, I guess that's another thing he has in common with Steven Crowder. That was really good. That was good.
your thoughts on the video, because I think the request for video coming from authorities now is absolutely fascinating. They're asking the public for help, and specifically, they're requesting a month of video, not a week, not 2 weeks, but a month of video from neighbors and others within a 2-mile radius of East Skyline Drive and North Campbell Avenue.
What I have learned right now, what I have learned through this whole scenario is if I ever do plan on being kidnapped, I will not get kidnapped in this area. I am not going to do it. However, the other thing we have learned is if you are a criminal, you should certainly be focusing in on this area because, my goodness, law enforcement is completely clueless. It's really embarrassing.
Authorities are seeking footage recorded between January 1st, 2026 and February 2nd of this year, and any video showing vehicles, traffic, pedestrians, or anything unusual that could be relevant to the case. And then dialing down on this, specifically neighbors are being asked for videos between 9 p.m. and midnight on January 11th, a very specific date and a very specific time within that date, and also between 9:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. on January 31st. Again, very specific, Joseph. Does
Yes,
that lead you
yeah.
to believe that authorities think this house was cased?
Yeah. I'd buy that 100%, Todd. I think that that's probably the situation that we're looking at right now. Somebody has seen something, and all of us live in various locations where we have neighbors that can observe things. And they might say, "Hey, I keep seeing this particular."
Yeah. Okay, you're not fascinating to listen to at all. You are not. But we do have Fox 10. And guess who shows up to the party, ladies and gentlemen? None other than TMZ. Now, I have been seeing a lot of people say the thing that I said. Now, I said it in a very joking way because I'm not here for a long time, but I'm here for the memes. So I've been seeing a lot of people repeat what I've been saying about this whole situation, and that is TMZ is way too involved in this story. Way too involved. It's kind of creepy how much they're involved and how much communication. Like right here, I'm starting to think TMZ kidnapped Savannah Guthrie's mom. And a lot of people are starting to say this online now. Right now, as it stands, for legal reasons, this is only for meme purposes and meme purposes only. I live for the memes and I die for the memes. But for meme purposes, TMZ is the main character, the main suspect. They are the primary character and the primary suspect in this. It's weird. And here we have TMZ being at the forefront once again.
The latest as we're watching for updates there in Arizona, as we have now entered day 13 of the missing case involving Nancy Guthrie. We do know that
Seriously, you look at that picture, and this is why it's important. It's important to have the correct color. All right. If you have the color palette, it makes it look more dynamic. Now I'm trying to help out with this season because I think you guys have been doing a pretty good job this season, all things considered. I think you've been doing a really good job. However, you got to get the color palette correct. If you don't get the color palette correct, we're not as fully involved as you would want us to be. So I'm just trying to help you out. This season is getting really interesting. It is getting interesting, but when they clearly drop the ball on the color palette to kind of make us fully invested, this is where I get a little upset with that. But with that said, it takes me out of it a little bit, just a little bit. But we're going to be able to buy back in. So let's continue on with, see, look at that. Like, I'm just not as invested. Like, here's like, okay, it's just a house. You add that color palette, and I am invested as a viewer. I am invested completely. Okay? Just trying to help.
The FBI is now doubling its reward to $100,000 in this case as the search for Nancy Guthrie continues to approach the nearly 2-week mark. Let's now check in with Fox's Amalia Roy. She's live in Tucson, Arizona, and she's got updates on the case. But you're also going to see here on the screen, we have former Secret Service agent Bobby McDonald. We're going to speak to him in just a little bit. But starting with you, Amalia, you have those updates live there on the ground. What can you tell us about where this case now stands?
Good afternoon, Christina. That $100,000 reward is for any information that leads investigators to Nancy or that leads to them finding whoever is responsible for a disappearance.
What's up with your
audio?
audio?
At this point, investigators are
Look,
begging people
this is
to
the
come
point.
forward.
I was looking for this meme and I finally found it. But like, look at the difference in just a small color palette. Okay, just look at that. Now, this is what the producers of this season in Breaking Guthrie have to understand. Slight color palette changes everything about our investment. Okay, I'm trying to work with you here. All right.
With information. And this is as from that surveillance video from Nancy's house that was released a few days ago. The FBI now has a description of that person that they're looking for, also now officially calling them a suspect. The FBI says that they are looking for a male who's about 5'9", 5'10", average build, wearing an Ozark Trail.
Are you sure you're looking for a male? You sure about that? You sure about that? Are you sure you're looking for a male? Just asking questions here, okay? Just asking questions. That's all I'm doing is asking questions, trying to understand what is happening here.
Hiker backpack, and they did send a clearer picture of that backpack. It's primarily sold at Walmart or directly from the retailer online. Meanwhile, there's been a renewed focus around Nancy's neighborhood.
Now, this is a little bit earlier, so I want to move to this one that they just uploaded with, wait a minute, was that one the one? There was a SWAT team video that I had. Oh, right here, I'm sorry. So they have the SWAT team.
All right, good evening, everyone. I'm Elizabeth Vargas, and we are following this breaking news that is happening right now in Arizona. The Pima County Sheriff's Office has activated its SWAT team. And
let's go! Bring it in the SWAT team, boys! Now, this is a good picture right here. If you had the correct color palette, I would be fully invested. However, having the police cars, having the cactuses right there, this is a good kind of shot overall. Again, color palette would have helped a lot. Now, I'll go back over to you guys. Many of you said, and this guy was peaking. This guy had 85,000 people watching him at his peak. I was keeping an eye on it. He had said that he had information on a SWAT raid that was happening. I don't know if he had bad information or what came of that, but anyway, I wanted to show that.
And mobile command unit. This all comes as the desperate search for Nancy Guthrie is closing in on 2 weeks. And in that time, police still have no sign of the 84-year-old grandmother as scrutiny grows over the investigation. Just moments ago, I spoke with Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos. He strongly pushed back on reports that he's withholding key DNA evidence from the FBI. The sheriff also confirming to me that there is DNA that has been found at Nancy's house that does not match anyone in the family or in her close circle of friends.
How are we finding this out 13 days after she went missing? How are we finding this out? Someone help me understand what is happening here.
And acquaintances. He also discussed new video police now have, several gloves that investigators have recovered, and whether anyone has been ruled out as a suspect. We'll bring you that interview in just a moment. Remember, Nancy Guthrie's family reported her missing 12 days ago at around noon on February 1st. Investigators got their first major break in the case just 3 days ago when the FBI recovered surveillance video from Nancy Guthrie's front door camera. And just last night, before our show went to air, the FBI released identifying details about that masked suspect. He's a man, average build, they say, around 5'9", 5'10", and he's also wearing a 25-liter Ozark hiking trail backpack.
This is so sad. By the way, Litton dropped a 50 and says, I'm so sorry. I had to leave Keno to donate because they have clips of quartering today saying how he's done trying to save your dying channel. RIP 199. We tried, but it was a good go at it. I appreciate you guys trying. We've been trying to save this channel and all the Geeks and Gamers channels for a while now. And, you know, we'll get into that a little bit later, but I appreciate you doing your best to help. You too could help save a dying channel if you just send any super chats tonight.
In that video. This afternoon, TMZ reported it received yet another email from a man claiming to know who the kidnapper is. He reached out again after the FBI doubled its reward to $100,000 late yesterday. This man who's emailing TMZ initially wanted 1 Bitcoin for his information, worth about $68,000. Now he's asking for more. 2 payments, $50,000.
My favorite line that someone has said, because I've been doing the Breaking Guthrie meme because, you know, with it being in Arizona and it has that Breaking Bad aesthetic or whatever, but I don't remember who said it, and I apologize for not giving you credit. But whoever said that this is Guthrie things or whatever you called it, Stranger Guthries, and they said Nancy is in the upside down, and I'm like, oh my God, that is so great. Nancy Guthrie is in the upside down, and that's why they can't find her. Gold.
In Bitcoin now, and 50,000 when the kidnappers are arrested. And he is hinting there is more than one kidnapper involved. In just a few minutes, I'll speak live with TMZ's co-executive producer about this new note. But let's kick things off tonight with News Nation's Brian Enton, live for us on the ground in Tucson. Brian, you have been moving along with the SWAT team from the Pima County Sheriff's Department. They are on the move. What are you hearing at this hour?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out exactly what's going on, Elizabeth. We know that a mobile command unit moved out of the sheriff's office. We know that the SWAT team moved out, and it appears based on what we're seeing right now, and I'm not going to say where we are, or I don't want to give too many details. Obviously, we would never want to do anything to interfere with the investigation, but it seems like they are staging right now, which would be pretty typical. We've seen them do this before, where they will go to a location and they will stage just in case they get the call, a call similar to what we saw the other night.
Video?
Near the Mexico border when the man named Carlos was detained. They were staging for that situation too. So is it possible this means that there could be something coming tonight? It's possible. At this point, we just don't know, Elizabeth.
Brian Enton.
You know, the other day, somebody, it was one of these, I don't know, it's one of these channels that don't like me or whatever. And somebody like commented and they go, isn't this the guy that drives around in his car crying about Disney movies? And I had to reflect for a minute there because I said to myself, do you really want to be known as the guy that drives around in his sports car complaining about Disney movies? Is that really what you want? Is that how you want people to perceive you? And I came to the conclusion that you're damn right that's how I want to be perceived. So I need to start doing more. I need to start making more of these videos. So thank you to that random commenter for motivating me. More car videos crying about Disney movies on the way.
Keep us updated. If there's any movement out there, we'll come right back to you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and
So what we learned is that we don't know anything. That's essentially what we just learned. We learned that we know nothing. Nothing has happened. This is the definition. You know how people always say, like with like politics, nothing ever happens. That could be applied to the Nancy Guthrie situation. Now, one thing, and I heard another news station say this, and I think it's very interesting. So you have three different kind of entities here. You have the law enforcement side, and obviously they're involved. You have the family, and then you have TMZ. None of them have seemed to want to work with each other. They're all kind of doing their own thing separate from the other. It's very strange. Usually in a situation like this that's got this much publicity and this much focus, you would think that like the Guthrie family would appear with law enforcement to try to show like unified, but no, not at all. Nothing remotely close. It's really strange. And then you have TMZ out there who seems to be the main character at this point in time. And I think that, like, I will say, when I first started kind of memeing on this story, there was a part of me, I'm like, God, is this bad taste to be like memeing on this? Because you have an elderly woman missing, and I'm not trying to make light of that. That's never the intent behind this. I feel 100% vindicated, man, because I think everybody's memeing on this now. Everyone is rolling their eyes at every single update, every single, TMZ update, Fox News update, police update. The whole thing is just ridiculous, man. It really is. And so, yeah, this is where we are. I wish I had more of an update for you, but the only update that we have, truly the only tangible update, is that they found a glove in Nancy Guthrie's house on day number 13. I want to repeat that one more time. They found a glove in her house 13 days after she went missing, after they have went into this house over and over again. Now, if you remember, what was the one thing that stood out to us when we saw the FBI and the police department there? You remember how many women were at the forefront? There was like 6 women walking together, and they said, law enforcement is on the job. And I was like, what is this? There's a bunch of women? That's not going to help anything. So yeah, man, none of this is good. Not one bit of this is good. And sadly, I feel today, just like I felt on day 1 of this happening, this woman is almost certainly no longer with us. That is very sad. That is very sad. 100%. I see no scenario where this woman is still with us. Especially considering her age, and she had medication and all of that. They found blood, all this stuff. Like, I just see no chance. And so, this season, it was kind of like, what can I compare this season to? This season finale that we just went through, a lot of expectations, but ultimately it did not stick the landing, because you built up like SWATs on the case. They're surrounding the perimeter. We've got DNA samples. We've got a suspect. We found a glove. And guess what? Nothing happened. Not one thing happened. Terrible. So, yes, little Orphan Funkhauser, Stranger Things season 5. That's what just happened right there. Stranger Things season 5. That's what we just got. Sadly, that's where we are. So, I don't have anything else for you on Breaking Guthrie. We are where we are. It's not, I mean, I'm keeping my eye on the feeds and stuff like that, but I mean, what is it out there? Is it 8:30, 7:30, right? 7:30 over in Arizona or 8:31. So I don't know what else is going to happen throughout that. So 2 gloves, are now, they found the one black glove somewhere, and then they found another glove. I don't know if they're saying the gloves are connected or what. I have no idea. 8:30. Okay, 8:30. So if we have more updates, I will certainly let you know what we have. Let's get to these super chats. I appreciate it. Your Barman says Guthrie is boring. I don't care if she's dead. Damn, savagery. My Derek says, get your Jeremy's Coffee brand coffee cream pie creamer for the afternoon delight cream pie taste. Use promo code Forced Cream Pie, limited availability. Stormbreaker says, all hail Cobra Commander, Jeremy and King Trump. Zinny Biscuit says, here's your drunk super chat. Watch tomorrow. Have fun, Zinny Biscuit. Stormbreaker says, Cobra la 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 la. Garfield's Bizarre Business says, damn it, Jeremy Prime. You could have saved your dying channel if you listened to Jared's advice and rebranded. You could have been opening Pokemon cards with quartering on live stream. Chad says, whatever happened to OJ's gloves? Did he ever get those back? I hope so. I hope he did. The Black Hole Time Forgot says, coffee brand coffee forced cream, chocolate cream pie. Phil says, for the failing channel tax, also Mossad tax. Cowboy says, I have it on good authority that the kidnapper was selling coffee brand coffee door to door. Aaron Alexander official says, watch, a white Bronco is going to turn up. I hope so. Chat says, maybe Mark Furman planted the gloves. Gearmaster says that they found a glove. Holy crap, OJ did it. Lapco says, hey, Jared, glad to see you're really getting into true crime stories. How's the rest of your transitioning going? You know, I was thinking about starting to react to some Candace Owens now. But I think I'll pass up on that. Raptor Hammer says, Jeremy's heterosexuality has been missing for years and no one cared. Bruce says, the writing needs to improve for this season of Breaking Guthrie. Real Nick Nero says, gloves, OJ did it. Trans Girly for 20 says, my boyfriend would usually be watching but he's preparing for my princess wand tomorrow for my what? I'm supposed to be charging you $50 super chats every time I read those. Just saying. Little Jim Salo says, it's so over, channel dead tax. Breadbox says, them's ladylike eyebrows in cam video, or dun 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 Jesse Waters eyebrows. Tiffany Finch says, Collins team player. She mostly signals to the left, but will vote with us if she's the tiebreaker. Way better than Murkowski, and who has no excuse. From what I understand, Collins is voting. Yes, I think she's voting. Yes, from what I understand. Vault 199 Gaming says, because you're funny and talented, Tax. Look at that. That is very nice. Narco says, what if those 6 law enforcement women impulsively cleaned the crime scene and now everything is fucked? The Daily Special says, when I started watching you 3 years ago, I was a leftist. I watched you because I wanted to understand my enemy. Now I rock a MAGA hoodie. Look at that, man. Now that is fucking cool right there. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. That is good news. Yeah, I mean, I've heard like a lot of people, this is the power of having people that hate me and then they react to my videos. Some people are going to check out my videos when they do that. And eventually maybe they become fans or supporters. I mean, ultimately, you're never going to win everybody over. That's not reality. That's not how the world works. But, you know, it's good when you have level-headed people, you know, willing to give you a shot. So I do appreciate that. That's good news. Jess says, I've been watching Jeremy since 2018. Wow. Laughing Man says, I almost super chatted Jeremy. One of these days, I'm going to earn a super chat from Laughing Man. One of these days. That's my goal. My goal in life is to earn a super chat from Laughing Man. Do you guys think I'll ever accomplish that? Ever? I don't know. Time will tell. However, again, if you guys are not aware, this is the Snake Pit community on Twitter, along with the Reddit CobraCast that we have. And it's pretty funny. People are dropping a fuck ton of memes over there. There's just so much that I can't even keep up with all of it. Also, I'm dropping links to, live streams whenever I go live. So, anyway, if you guys want to follow that, you can, but you don't have to. You don't have to. Okay. Next up on next up on the agenda. Good Lord, man. So where do we start? Probably let's get into Magnum North says we need women and minorities to start checking their communities. Savage but true. We might be getting a partial shutdown of the government tonight. Did you know that? We might be getting a partial
way. And Brett, there's just no possible way to reach some sort of a last-second deal here, as most of Congress has already left town and they're going to be gone through next week. Many of them are actually at a bipartisan conference in Germany right now. So tonight at midnight, DHS and its 260,000 employees will be shutting down once again, and it could remain shut down through President Trump's State of the Union address on February 24th.
Yeah, so Trump has a State of the Union address coming up a week from this Tuesday. I will be covering it here on this channel. And that's going to be I can't wait. Dude, that's going to be must-see TV with Trump doing a State of the Union, having the Democrats, acting all offended. There's going to be all types. Like, it's going to be wild to watch that whole thing play out. I can't wait. It's going to be a spectacle. For sure. No doubt about it. Now, one thing that's funny is I saw this a little bit earlier today, and I couldn't believe it when I saw it, okay? I couldn't believe this. This is... Yeah, did you hear Susan Collins is a yes on the Save America? Yes, I did. I did hear that. AOC, this is next level embarrassment. I don't know how many of you have seen this yet, okay? But oh my goodness. This is horrible right here with AOC. Listen to how unprepared she is.
Offer. And to all of you, and Congressman, I'll start with you, would and should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
I think that this is such a, I think that this is a...
Today, Junior!
This is, of course, a very longstanding policy of the United States. And I think what we are hoping for is that we want to make sure that we never get to that point, and we want to make sure that we are moving in all of our economic research and our global positions to avoid any such confrontation and for that question to even arise.
Holy shit. I'm not sure I've ever heard, I see like Kamala 2.0. I'm not sure I've ever heard Kamala be that bad for 54 seconds. That was fucking horrendous. She had no way to BS her way out of that. She had absolutely no way to get out of that one. Oh my goodness. That was embarrassing beyond belief, and it was absolutely beautiful. You love to see it. And she's not drunk. That's key right there, because at least with Kamala, she's almost certainly drunk. Almost certainly drunk. Very few times has she not been drunk when speaking. All right. Heels up Harris, always knocking the bottle back. Okay. We know that. AOC, not drunk, just stupid. Not drunk, just stupid. That's a good line for her. If she runs for president, she can be like, I'm AOC. I'm not drunk. I'm just stupid. Honestly, it might work. It might work. Especially if she, if she shows up like she did on that video I did not too long ago, if you remember. Okay. I'm sure most of you know what I'm talking about, but some of you may have forgotten. So I will happily show you, because I have the video right here where it says I was wrong about AOC. I am going to leave the next video on mute, and we're going to do some research. So this is AOC, and she is having a conversation. She's speaking, and there's been a lot of people that have been breaking down this video, and I can't really figure out why. But from what I've understood through research, it is better to watch this video on mute, from what I gather. Now, I don't know what you guys think about that, but whoa, we can't have that. We can't have that. All right. Now, I want you guys to tell me, and this is just, we're going to run a test. Okay. We're going to run a test. Which video do you prefer? Do you prefer the one that I'm reacting to right there with AOC on mute? Or do you prefer this one?
Offer. And to all of you, and Congressman, I'll start with you, would and should the U.S. actually commit U.S. troops to defend Taiwan if China were to move?
I think that this is such a, I think that this is a...
Today, Junior?
This is, of course, a very longstanding policy of the United States. And I think what we are hoping for is that we want to make sure that we never get to that point. And we want to make sure that we are moving in all of our economic research and our global positions to avoid any such confrontation.
I'm thinking you guys like the muted version better. Danky, you gotta title this clip AOC better seen, not heard. Something like that. I don't know. His I was wrong about AOC did very good in the algorithm for us. So, but AOC better seen, not heard. I like that. I think that'll help us. I think that'll help us out a lot. Speaking of helping us out a lot, John freaking Murdoch just showed up with a $50 super chat. Friday the 13th tax. Happy Valentine's Day tax. And AOC is better muted tax. Hail IDOTS and happy Jessica. Hail to you, John freaking Murdoch. Hail to you. Litton says, AOC WTF, how can you represent us like that? And then Litton says, mute. I think we all feel that way. Let's see here. Forced cream pie guy for 99 cents. Maito says Laughing Man's U.S. aid fund dried out. Don't say that about Laughing Man. He's an upstanding member of the community. Dragon Dance says, is there an official G&G Twitter community? I wouldn't mind seeing one made for entertainment topics. There is right here. Let's see if I can. Right here. There is a Geeks and Gamers community right there. I don't really know how to. I don't know how to share these communities. So maybe you can just search for it. But there is one. That one, we made that one a long time ago. So there is a Geeks and Gamers one. And yeah, obviously, we don't want to post like a lot of political stuff there, direct political stuff, unless it ties into the entertainment world. But the political stuff can go here in the newly formed Snake Pit. But not that. We also have there's a Reddit community for Geeks and Gamers, and there's a Reddit community for CobraCast. So whatever platform that you, oh God, whatever platform you prefer. I just saw this. Oh no. Oh no. That's something right there. That is something. I appreciate it. Obi-Wan Kenobi says, if you watch it again, when AOC bees, she don't blink at all. You're talking about the one, the one she couldn't talk on. Where did it go? Packet Proton says the daughter, Savannah, is the same height as the suspect. How do they know it's a man? The eyes look like a woman's. These are the things that I'm saying. All right. These are the things that I'm saying. Grandis Potato says, do you think AOC knows about turnarounds? Turnarounds are very important, and I think everybody should learn about turnarounds. Ted says more like AO triple D. Tommy says, I'm a straight male. AOC is aggressively mid. I don't think she's mid, but she's not like, she's no Anna Paulina Luna, but she's also not ugly. But the problem is she's AOC. You know what I mean? That's the problem. She's AOC. Like, when she talks, she becomes, it's kind of like, she's kind of like, her talking is like a relatively attractive chick smoking a cigarette. It knocks off like 3 points, man. So like, let's say if AOC is a 7, she becomes a 4 when she talks. You know what I mean? Maybe a 3 when she talks, actually. It's probably much worse. But anyway, let's see. Miniature Von Thing says AOC is stuttering because she's afraid of the question. She doesn't want to anger commie China lovers. Well, you know who does want to anger them? A proper 199 from a POG. I never know how to say the name. I had a hard week and I wasn't going to do this, but F it. F in the chat. You know what? Just because you did that, I'm going to do this right here because this will make everybody happy. F's in the chat. F's in the chat. I need to see nothing but F's. All right? Nothing but F's. One more time. Roll it back. Roll it back. Jiggle physics and F's in the chat. There it is. Sorry you had a rough week, brother. I'm glad that hopefully we can cheer you up a little bit around here. That's the goal of CobraCast, is to cheer people up, take your mind off of things. You know, I was looking at something the other day and it's like 2 years had passed and I was like, good Lord, time on the internet is flying. And I don't think this is specific to me. I think this has got to be specific to people like you that are on the internet. But like, is it just me, or when you spend every day on the internet, time is moving at a rapid pace? I don't think it's my age that now that I'm getting older, time is passing, but like, it just seems like things are flying when we're on the internet. Is it just me, or do you all feel that way? And it sucks. And again, I go back to my retail days when I worked a real job, not a fake job like this one, but when I worked a real job, the days would go by so slow. And it's like, God, please let this day end so I don't have to listen to these women complaining right now about the prices. So it is age. You think so? Retail story time by Jeremy. Yep, it's honestly scary. I think so too. Gee, what's your real job, Jeremy? Anything that's not me on the internet, reading super chats, making videos, is the easiest job in the world. So, you know, anybody that says different has never had a real job. Let's see. Ilidium X Games 420 says bragging rights tax. Promises made, promises kept. Hail to the grifter in chief. Thank you, Lydium X Games. I appreciate it. Keep up the great work, man. Lapco says, I tried to join the Geeks and Gamers community, but I didn't have enough space on my phone for the Grindr app. Oh, well, maybe later. Maybe later. But yeah, okay. I know a lot of you want to know, like, my response to what happened. So here's the thing. All right. I'm aware that the quartering made a response to me. And you may be shocked. You may be shocked to find out that I expected a response because everything is fair game. And this all started because, you know, he said something that I felt crossed the line. So I responded. Fair is fair. Okay. Boom, boom. I responded. Boom. Okay. We're good. We talked about it. Everything was cool. And seriously, we were cool. And then my only regret is I did this on the Geeks and Gamers channel. I want to keep all this specific to CobraCast. I don't want all this shit tied up into Geeks and Gamers. CobraCast is part of Geeks and Gamers because it's my show and all of that, and Geeks and Gamers is mine. But this is a CobraCast topic. I shouldn't have brought it into Geeks and Gamers. However, with that said, I hit him. I'm only owed him to hit me back, and he hit me back. Now, I'm not going to respond because I think his response speaks volumes, and I think that people should watch his response. It's on Alyssa Clip's channel right now. So I think his response is, I think everybody should hear it. I am not trying to get into a pissing contest because this is what happens on the internet with pissing contests. I am not interested in a back and forth with a creator flame war. That's just not my cup of tea. However, I love watching people that get involved in that. That's just not what I do. And so I will put a stop to this right now in terms of like, I'm not going to, because I respond, then he responds, whatever. So his response was fair in terms of the response, him taking the action to respond because I deserved a response because I said something about him. He took a issue with it. He responds. The context of his response, I think everybody should go listen to everything that he said. And now Jeremy's at a point where he's turning off comments on his YouTube videos. He's turning off comments and replies on his Twitter account. I'm not asking people to go after him. Don't go after him because that's not, I've never encouraged anybody to go to somebody's YouTube channel or Twitter account, shit like that. So I am fine leaving it where it's at. I am completely fine leaving it where it's at and let the people decide where they want to stand on it. But ultimately, I'm not going to get into a pissing contest. So there it is. I'm done with it. So, and I hope that, you know, everybody that wants to respond to it has fun with it because the internet is an awesome fucking place. But ultimately, I'm going to focus on rebuilding my dying channel and I can't wait. But thank you guys. I appreciate it. And I've seen everybody out there going, oh, so many people wanted me to get into it. I'm like, I know you guys want me to get into the pissing contest. I'm just not going to do it. I can't do it. There's other people that do that far better than me. And, but, you know, before all of this started, dude had never done anything wrong. He's always been cool with me. He's always been cool with Geeks and Gamers. He's always been nice to me. I've been nice back. We have had zero problems. So I personally chalk stuff like this up to internet bullshit. And I don't take it too seriously. I meme hard. I have a lot of fun with it. And some people are taking it way too seriously. And I don't. Memes are memes. And, you know, you just leave it at that. But I'll go back to making fun of like people like Beardo and Mike and Gary and Ryan and, you know, all that. So, let me see. He has X comments off. Yeah. And his video or like his live stream. And I was like, I have nobody blocked on Twitter. I think. Hang on. Before I say that, let me go into my account and look. How do you look this shit up? Settings and privacy. How do you look this shit up? Privacy and safety. Blocked accounts. Is this it? Okay, so right here. Here we go. So you go to mute and block. Blocked accounts. None. I have nobody blocked on Twitter. Now I have a lot of people muted, but I don't have anybody blocked. Because I think you have the right to say whatever the fuck you want to say to me any time of the day, all day. And it's not I don't want to censor people. If they hate me, then whatever. But I have a lot of people muted and I have a lot of words muted, but I don't block people. I think in the past, I blocked a couple of people that were like saying like seriously next level shit, like taking it like way far, but I don't block people. So, I hate streamer drama. I hate getting involved in streamer drama, but I love watching streamer drama. I really fucking do, bro. But I don't want to be involved in it, but I fucking love watching it, man. I love it. So I respect all the people that are out there that like it. I just don't want to be involved in it. It's never been my cup of tea. But I love watching that shit. Grandest Potato, I got that one. Ted says more like that. Got that one. No Faces, AOC said, I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and the Iraq everywhere, like such as the Iraq. Fuck, that was tough to get through. That was tough. Let's see. Michael says, I hate streamer drama. Would you like to hear a 10-minute story about it? That's actually fair. That's actually fair. Salty was good. Salty was good on Crowder. You guys, it would be a hell of a crossover. Meaning Salty? I mean, me and Salty are friends. So I've had Salty on here before. Again, my whole thing is that I just don't like doing the guest thing on CobraCast. It's just not what I want to do with CobraCast. In a lot of ways, I'm kind of over the guest thing with Geeks and Gamers too. Not saying I won't have guests on, but I'm kind of over, like collabing and all of that on YouTube. Because I'm not saying anything about like, that our channels are a certain size or whatever, but it's just like once you reach a certain point, people have this perception that if I can get on this channel, I can steal some of their audience. I've seen that more often than not, and I've never had that mentality with anybody that I go on with. I've never had the idea of like I can get somebody's audience. That's just never been my mindset, but other people have that mindset, and it's whatever. Lytton says that you keep Ryan's name out your fucking mouth, lol. Does this mean you will bring back Ben? $500 super chat. I'll bring Ben on main event this Tuesday if he's available. 500, and I'm not gonna tell anybody on the main event crew. All right, $500. I will bring Ben back, and I won't tell anyone on the team or on the panel that I'm doing it. All right, so. Jeremy goes on Piers Morgan to siphon his audience. You damn right. Didn't help. Channel's still dead. Let's see. Thanks, Snake Pit. I came here after Gary's gaming channel. Great gamer, legendary gamer, Nerdrotic has destroyed the gaming community. I'll give you $0 to keep Ben off. That's respectable too. That's respectable too. Packy Protons, I got that one. I got that one. US Jade says, but I'm still here. It doesn't go away. One day it will. Beamer says, dying channel tax, cream pies for everyone. Mark Varelli says, China can't attack Taiwan because Donald J. Trump cut their oil supply down and took control of what's left in it. Remember Maduro and the Russian oil tankers. Chester says, I personally believe that the U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps. Let's see. Leighton Holman says, take a poll of the chat to see how many people think they could fix AOC. You guys really want to know what our chat think? Because I'm telling you right now, our chat's going to be they're going to disappoint you. All right. Here we go. can you fix AOC? There it is. You're going to be disappointed. I'm telling you. You're going to... AOC is... oh, hang on. The no's are winning? Wow. I'm actually shocked. I thought the yeses would win. I really did. I retract my previous statement. My faith in the snake pit has been completely reborn. Wow. I am very shocked. I am proud of all of you right now. This is a great moment in history. You are not the pieces of shit that, well, you probably are, but you're not as bad as what people say. You're not as bad as what people say. You actually have some standards. And for that, I appreciate it. So thank you. Thank you so much for that. Cannot. Thank you. Now we're up to 70% no. I am completely shocked at this answer. I did not see this. Wow. Okay. Well, I stand corrected. Just when you think you know your audience, they go and prove you wrong once again. And it's wonderful to see. Hayden Wayne 450 says MegaCon is just a few short weeks away and right around my birthday. Since I had to figure things out with work, I'll be working 3 straight weeks before and after so I can have that time off, but it'll be worth it. Can't wait to see you guys. Dude, MegaCon is going to be awesome. And I cannot wait to see all of you out there. If you have not had a chance, you need to go and RSVP for MegaCon. There's not many. I haven't gotten an update in a couple of days. Yeah, it's going to be great. So you need to go RSVP if you're going to be planning on being at the meetup. We are still trying to get things finalized with our panel time. That will be on Saturday, but I'm still waiting. And I'm hoping we're going to get that in the next day or two. I guess it'll be Monday now at the soonest. But yeah, Stuart and Cleus both crashed out of the truck race. I know. I was very sad about that. But I was at least interested enough to watch it. And that's the first time I've watched a NASCAR race in years. So Nubbin is here, and he says 199. Rise up. What up? Nubbin in the house. How you doing? $25. Good to see you. But yeah, hopefully you guys will go and check that out. It says it right there. Few tickets left. There's not much left. I know that there's probably around maybe a little over 100 or less than 100 left. I know that we were closing in on 600 as of like 4 or 5 days ago. So, let me see. Michael says, do I have to sign up if I intend to protest a meetup? Yes, you do. And you're welcome to, absolutely protest us. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that one goes. Donut operator, I can fix her. Ryan, I can do her. You know what? Next time Ryan is live, I need you guys to ask Ryan if he can fix AOC. I need you guys to find this out from him. We need to know, can you fix AOC? Can you do it? We need the answer. I don't think he can. Imagine Jeremy sitting across from Ian on Timcast IRL. There's never, I don't like to say never, but like there is almost a 0% chance that I will ever make an appearance on Timcast. However, if they ever invited me, I would say no thanks, but Tim is welcome to come on my show anytime so I can grift him. That's how I'll do it. I'll be like, I'm not interested, but Tim is welcome to come on my show anytime, and I'll grift him. So, Pre-Dawn Corpse with a 99-cent super sticker. Thank you. What if Tim Pool begged you? He's not going to beg me. He doesn't even know who I don't know if Tim knows who I am. But somebody that does know who I am, and this was very funny today. Donnie Danko, are you in the chat? Donnie, are you in the chat, brother? This was funny. So Donnie Danko made his return post on Twitter in the snake pit, all right? Posting this right here. Donnie Danko is the person that did the art that I use as my profile picture, all right? So he posts this in the snake pit, and he's like, "Hail Snake Pit 199. Guess who quote tweets this? Guess who quote tweets this tweet? Jack Posobiec. Jack Posobiec quote tweets this post from Donnie Danko, and he says, "Donnie is back." I'm like, so Donnie, you got to explain this. Do you know Posobiec? Because, you know, me and Posobiec, we've had our issues. We've had our differences. I like Jack Posobiec. I still follow him. He did soft block me one time. But I've always I like Jack Posobiec, but he doesn't like me very much. So, okay. So you're friends with him. Okay. All right. So I had no idea you were friends with him. So when I saw this, I was like, what the heck is going on? Why is Posobiec quote tweeting Donnie Danko with a clear picture of me? It's really weird. So soft block. So a soft block is when someone blocks you and then unblocks you, which forces you to unfollow them. So because I was following Jack Posobiec, and I'd followed him for a long time, and me and him got into it over the Tulsa King, the TV show The Tulsa King from Taylor Sheridan. And I ratioed him. And to be fair, I was memeing on him pretty bad. And this is where the breakdown happens, man. And I just, again, it's a fundamental misunderstanding in how I operate. I was memeing on him. I was dropping pictures of Jack Murphy because he's friends with Jack Murphy. And so I was dropping pictures of Jack Murphy, 69 for 69. And I was ratioing him, and he was getting, so he soft blocked me, meaning he blocked me and then unblocked me. That way I wasn't following him anymore. Now I've since followed him again. And I think, am I still following him? Yeah. Okay. So I'm still following him right there. But yeah, I just thought this was crazy that he retweeted this. I was like, what the heck? This is crazy. So yeah, that's cool, Donnie. I see you in the chat. So Jeremy was being petty. Yes. I tend to do that a lot. For some reason. I don't know. That's just how I operate on the internet for whatever reason. Guinea Pig with a fanny pack says, not drunk, just stupid tax. Tommy says, you are the cutest streamer I know. Please don't ban me. I'm a straight man. No emotional feelings. But if I was a... What? Bro. What the fuck is this? No. No.
I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that. What just happened? I was not ready for that. I was not ready for that. What just happened?
I don't know what, though. I don't know what that was all about. Jeremy is never petty. Never. Ministry of Wrong Things says, Salty just did a great video on the Massey survivors. Most, if not all of them, are connected to the Media Matters. Some have TED Talk deals. 100% hoax. Really? We're going to react to that right now. Salty Cracker. My boy Salty. The fact that YouTube doesn't even let him, they have him so censored, dude. It's crazy. All right, here we go. So this is a day ago. Here we go. Let's see what Salty has to say. Hail to the Salty Cracker. Salty is Legion. All right.
several of us Epstein survivors have been discussing creating our own list of names.
Well, we're waiting.
Wowie. Yesterday's Epstein hearing was a complete clown show. Everybody involved right now is suspect. The whole lot of you, the Democrats, the Republicans, everybody is now suspect, because I'm absolutely convinced that nobody wants anything actually released where we start arresting people who traffic children. This is now turned into a political show, and both sides are taking advantage of this while protecting people in high positions of power and enterprise that are probably eating children and worse. Take a look at this. We've got this group over here. They call themselves, they're marketed as Epstein survivors.
Yeah, that's their thing, man. It's like they're a traveling band. They're like the traveling band, the Epstein survivors, performing in Las Vegas one night only. Get your tickets while they're available. You know, it's like they're on a fucking tour. It's fucking crazy.
Epstein survivors. Now, everybody was giving Epstein survivors the benefit of the doubt earlier this year. People, I'm talking the calendar year, go back a year, right? And they came out there and like, we want these files released. And I was like, I'm with you. I want these files released too. Let's roll. Let's roll. And then every step of the way, they have found something to be upset about. They're not upset about the way that Joe Biden's administration handled this. They're not upset that Merrick Garland.
This is why I am constantly dismissing this nonsense, because all you need to do is take your emotions out of this, because you are being emotionally manipulated by people that do not care about this at all. And a lot of you that are emotionally invested in this, and you think that these people are out to protect kids and to take down evil people, they are emotionally manipulating you right now, and you don't see it. They do not give a damn about the truth at all. This is Me Too 2.0.
Didn't handle this at all. They're not upset that the mainstream media press, NBC over here, or the CNN shows that they're constantly on, they're not upset that any of those shows said that Epstein and Pizzagate and child trafficking and drinking the blood of babies was all a conspiracy theory. 13 months ago, it was a conspiracy theory on all of these outlets. They're not mad at any of that. They're mad at the handling of the Epstein files by this administration. Now, listen, I'm not happy with the handling of the Epstein files by this administration.
Agreed.
Because I actually want people arrested. They don't seem to want anybody arrested. And people are starting to notice this as they continue to go out there and make more and more ads. They continue to go on more and more shows. They keep telling you that they're upset. Oh my God, this is the big talking point yesterday. You guys released all of these files. You guys released 1 million files and you didn't redact their names. They're on these television shows. They're not worried about their names being out there. They're out there campaigning and politicking. And wait till I show you the deep dive on some of these individuals.
Did Jeremy talk about the quartering sob story today? I didn't, not really. I didn't. I'm not getting into it. My response is that I think everybody should go check out his response. That's my response. And my response is that I'm not going to continue getting into it, but I think everybody should check out his response to me. I absolutely believe that. I'm good leaving it there. Mars Bars for another proper 199. Says Tim Pool recently has been LARPing about how he thinks AI creators on YouTube will eventually outperform based on sheer volume, although you have to work the algorithm to grow your channel. If you create a community not hinging on the algorithm, you don't have those same concerns. Hail chat, hail geeks and gamers. Let's freaking go. It's an interesting theory. I think that you just said it perfectly right there. That if you do, like if your entire business model on YouTube, and by the way, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but if your entire business model is just to work the algorithm, then you probably should be worried about what happens with AI moving forward. And look, man, I worked the algorithm for a long time, and if you look at, that's why a lot of my channels don't grow like they used to, because I got tired of chasing the algorithm. I got burnt out on it, because it's like, gosh, man, like I just want to talk about what I want to talk about. And I am blessed to be able to go live no matter what. I can talk about politics. I can talk about gaming. I can talk about Hollywood. We can play video games. We are going to have people watching us no matter what we do. We can go to theme parks. We can do whatever we want. And we are good. It doesn't matter. Like, look at the title of this stream right now. What's the title of this stream? CobraCast 199. I'm not trying to work the algorithm on my live streams or anything, and I still get 2,000 to 3,000 people showing up, watching me live, all of that. So, I know how that game works, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but what I'm saying is that what I have and what Geeks and Gamers has, AI cannot recreate that. It can't do it. A Tuesday night's main event where we're just roasting each other and reacting in real time to the chat and audience interaction, AI can't recreate that. It just can't do it. And so from that perspective, I am very, very, comfortable with what we're doing moving forward, but I get where he's come from. I don't think Tim is necessarily wrong in his take. But from my perspective, we have built a foundation here that I'm very confident in moving forward. So, Jeremy doesn't sell out. No, I mean, mainly, let's be clear. Let me tell you why. And I want to be clear about this. And Pre-Darn Course brought this up. Okay. Jeremy doesn't sell out. I'm going to tell you why I don't sell out. I don't sell out because no one's offered me enough money yet. Okay. Thank you. Have a good day, everyone. Sorry. Next topic. So you thought I was going to be like, it's all about my principles and it's all about standing for what. No, nobody's just offered me enough money yet. That's really it. So, eventually someone may, but it's got to be a lot of fucking money actually. But no one's offered it yet. So most streamers would get to that point and they're like, I'm not going to sell out because I believe in what we're doing and I believe in what we have and I'm a great person and I don't do bad things and no, fuck that. All right. So, no need to pretend anything other than that. Glad to know Jeremy has values. Yes, I have values. My values are to offend people that get offended by what I just said. All right. Simple as that. Anyway, what's the number? I'm not saying. I'm not going to say what my number is. JRG Projects says the reason why most criminal probes are kept secret is because the investigators realize that high-profile cases like this will turn into media and political circuses. Keep your eye on the ball, folks. Correct. Here we go.
Over here, everything's sketchy. They put together their own list of names. For over a year now, they put together a list of their own names. They won't read it to anybody. Elon Musk came out and he said, if you get sued by any of these people on that list, I'll pay for your defense. You risk.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that if Elon Musk says he's got you, I'm going to bet that he can afford it. I'm going to bet that he can afford it. But yet they don't take him up on this offer. By the way, we're going to go back to our boy Salty here in just a minute. But breaking news, everyone. Breaking news. Major law enforcement operation underway 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's home. Police activity Ladies and gentlemen, police activity. It's happening. It's happening.
A good outcome. But now the work really begins when it comes to processing the scene. Are there other people in the house? And then what key evidence, right? What are they collecting in there that could be critical? What are they going to do with that evidence? Where is that going to go for examination? Is there specialties that are required? Again, think of the digital evidence that might be required, the forensics, the lifting of prints, all the things we have to do. Now is probably
Look at this gay, your preview goes away in 5 minutes. What kind of bullshit is this? Now I got to log in and all that crap. So anyway, I am keeping an eye on this. So we do have police activity. This is like, I just got the notification. My notification says person detained in connection to the Nancy Guthrie case. Source. Now, what they didn't say in there, I'm reading it right now from my app. Person detained in connection to the Nancy Guthrie case says sources. All right. Now, what they're not telling you is that the person detained is a local restaurant owner, a local chicken restaurant owner that they have brought in for questioning because of his connection to a man named Gail Bedecker. That's the latest we have. We will let you know. All right. We will let you know when there's more. So you almost had me. All right, here we go. The home where two people were brought out by SWAT, which was a man and a woman, is now being searched under a warrant and is located about 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's residence. Boys, Breaking Guthrie is back on track. Just when we thought that the season finale has failed us, they reel us back in. They have hooked us. And they're reeling us back in, baby. Let's freaking go. Business is picking up. All right. Where are we at? Let's see what else we got. Now, I have a really, really big theory on what type of person these two people are. This is just a theory of mine, so just go with me.
Liberal. Happy fun, la la la. Human smuggling, fentanyl deaths. Forced government euthanasia, chopping up children's genitals, la 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 la.
It's such a great video. It really is great. Okay, so we got an update right here. According to News Nation, Brian reports that authorities have now identified the individuals detained in the Nancy Guthrie investigation as a mother and son who were taken into custody during a SWAT operation. Really? Okay. That's crazy. Let's see here. News Nation. Okay, right here.
Katie, sorry, it's a little dark. We're in our car, and there is an active SWAT situation happening right now. Earlier, I reported that the SWAT team was staging. They have now moved in on a house in Pima County. And again, we're keeping our lights off because we're very, very close to where this is happening. And we don't want to interfere at all. And we don't want to reveal our location, obviously. We don't want to compromise the investigation, but I know that they have already, from what I can tell, pulled 2 people out of a house, and I know that this is connected to the Nancy Guthrie investigation. That I have confirmed. Whether this is going to pan out into something significant or whether we're going to sort of see what happened the other night with the man who was detained and then released, that I cannot tell you. But this the amount of resources here is massive. We saw dozens of SWAT members. We saw at least 2 SWAT trucks fully armored. There's the FBI that is now out here. There's the Pima County Sheriff's Office. And there's at least, I must have followed at least 24 sheriff's deputies and FBI cars into this neighborhood where I am now. So I wish I had more information. I have, again, confirmed that this is related to the Nancy Guthrie investigation, that this is a SWAT operation, that they have pulled 2 people out. So I wanted to wait to come on until I knew that we were not putting any, law enforcement in jeopardy like before they went in. They have already gone in, but we're just kind of waiting, Katie, to see how this plays out.
So, Brian, you say that there were 2 individuals who were pulled out by the Sheriff's Department, by the SWAT team. The SWAT team, just to clarify, is from the Sheriff's Department. This is not the FBI SWAT team?
That's right. It's the Pima County Sheriff's SWAT team. I did not see the FBI SWAT team. I know that the hostage rescue team, which I've reported in the last couple of days, I know they're also in Tucson right now. But it is the Pima County SWAT team that they are the ones that moved in on this particular house.
Sad to say, but my theory, and I'm hoping I am wrong. I genuinely, like, no memes, no sarcasm. Like, I genuinely hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. That this is my theory. This is my theory. If you know, you know. I don't need to go into any detail, but that's my theory right there about Nancy's whereabouts.
With the 2 individuals you saw pulled out, were they in handcuffs, or were they
I hope I'm wrong.
Walked out? Did they look like they were being arrested or just detained?
So it was a man and a woman, and it was hard to tell because it's so dark. And some of this is from sources. Some of this is not what I saw a little bit of it, but I'm also hearing that from several sources in terms of who was pulled out. So I couldn't see if they were handcuffed. But I am told it was a man and a woman, and there may also be a traffic stop close by that's also involved, which I'm trying to sort of piece that part of the puzzle together right now. But again, I do know for sure that this is connected to the Nancy Guthrie investigation.
I know you can't give us a lot of information about your location, but can you tell us if this is close to Nancy Guthrie's home, if this is
2 miles away
outside of town? I mean, earlier this week, we had a man detained in Rio Rico, which is about 60 minutes south of Tucson, very close to the Mexican border. He ended up being released, although the FBI and Sheriff's Department did take some electronics from the home where he lived. So is there any information you can give us about just the general area of where this may be happening?
Yeah, so we're in Pima County. We're about 30 minutes from, I would say roughly 30 minutes from Nancy Guthrie's house. So we're not very far away. It's very, very dark out here, by the way. They don't have streetlights in this neighborhood either. But yeah, it's in Pima County. So much closer than when, like you said, when we went to Rio Rico the other night, when it was what seemed to be kind of a false alarm. They took the man named Carlos into custody. They detained him, questioned him, and let him go. But that was much farther away. That was like over an hour away, very close to the Mexico border. This is in the Tucson area in Pima County. I would guess, I need to look on my map, but I would guess about 30 minutes from Nancy's house.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and down.
Using Chris Cuomo is not a great, it's just not a great selling point right there. So we have 2 people in custody, reportedly a mother and a son, 2 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's home. My gut feeling is that these people are not involved, and we're probably going to hear from them tomorrow or tonight. And the son is probably named Hector, if I was to guess. Probably Hector. Maybe Carlos or Hector, or Pedro. That would be my guess. But that's the latest now. Let me see if we have any more updates. Jose, yeah, Jose is a good one too. Let's see. Yep, that's all we have right now. Vote for Pedro. Pre-Dawn Corp says Jeremy, hamburger helper, instant cups are here. Okay, there's a few things in life that I don't want to be teased on. If there are Hamburger Helper instant cups, this could fundamentally change the future of humanity. If we have Hamburger Helper instant cups, says it's true. This is how you heal humanity, okay? All of you in the chat that are saying, ooh, you're either a woman or you're gay, because men love Hamburger Helper, okay? We like to get fat. We like to lay around. We like to fart afterwards, and we like to scratch ourselves. And the whole time we are watching professional athletes on TV, judging them, saying they suck. Look at this loser, while we're just slamming Hamburger Helper, gut rolling everywhere, and we're judging professional athletes, Olympic athletes, like, look at this loser, overrated piece of shit. And we're like, yeah. I'll have to look for those. Pre-Dawn Corpse. Lytton says, man, after my own heart, the number hasn't been high enough. True talk. Hell yeah. Hey, you know, we'll see. I don't think anybody would get mad at me if if Elon called me up and says, hey man, I'm going to cut you a check for, a lot of money. Then I'll tell everybody what the money's for. And you know what I'll do? I'll just go stream on another channel. True Bar says no morals tax. The Under Armour Gamer says, did you ever finish the Tulsa King Big? No, I'm still in season 3. I've got to get caught up. I've just been watching so many other things. Walmart, bro, I'll be heading there tomorrow. All right. Let's see. The Under Armour Gamer says, thank you for what you do, bro. Problem, by the way, thank you for what you do, bro. The last year has been a little difficult due to my disability, and it's getting worse, and you make me laugh so much. Well, I am sorry to hear that, man. I do appreciate it. Listen, I'm not saying, we here at Geeks and Gamers are really great at anything, but I think we're pretty good at making people laugh. Even it's because you're laughing at our own stupidity. But I do appreciate that we can do that. And I'm honored that we're helping you out from that, man. I really do. Tommy says, pee pee poo poo man for $100. Little Jim Salo says, look up Mickey stream where he is wearing a top tier costume. I think you guys posted that in the snake pit. I think. Let's see. What is this? Jeremy after he sees a stinking liberal. That's pretty good. What the fuck? What are you guys posting over here on the subreddit? I'm scared to scroll. Oh my God. You guys are insane. You guys are absolutely insane. Let's see. That's very accurate. Pam Bondi is doing a good job. MAGA looking at Trump. No, she's not. No, she's not, Trump. We love you, Trump, but she's not doing a good job. Nobody's buying that bullshit. Sad but true. Nobody's buying that. So, never forget Ryland. Chat? Oh, wait, I didn't even end the AOC poll. So no, 70% said no. Chat? Don't do it. Don't say would. Don't say it. Maggot vomit. Don't fucking say it. Don't say it. I don't even want that on the screen because I'm seeing you guys commenting on it. No PhD Coyote says, hail Cobra. I remember mailing in proof of purchase to get the Commander figurine tax. Hell yeah, brother. Rule says a petty tax. Thank you. Eddie Ramirez says Jeremy is going to be known for being the best gay grifter actor on the internet. Matt says Epic Mike is behind Guthrie. Check his stream. Soundwave Superior says Timu Nation of Domination. Miki 199. Jeremy the Cyborg says she can't be fixed, but I wouldn't mind trying a few times, but she can't talk. This guy has it all figured out. You, sir, have it all figured out. Well, whatever for 10 says it's not a super chat, but I hope this Rumble rant helps your dying channel. Well, Rumble rants and super chats are the same thing. So I do appreciate that. Mod Eric says, if the glove doesn't fit, you must acquit. What kind of idiot would take your glove off when doing a crime, let alone leave it? This is what gloves are for, to hide your DNA and fingerprints. It's a very weird dynamic. Everything about this is weird. Let's see. Sleep is the cousin of death says, Quartering said he couldn't save your dying channel. I know. I wish he could have, but there's no way, man. You can't save this shit. Nullface says Jeremy Griggs 30% off my audience are 30% of my audiences are pieces of shit. I mean, I've said worse about them. That's probably one of the nicest things I've said about my audience. Chester says, everybody now, I want to I can't even get I almost read that. I almost read it, and I probably would have said it the right way. Elydium X Gang says, Jeremy hasn't read Super Chat. I didn't send. Damn it. Sorry, man. I tried. There you go, Chester. There you go. Surly SOB says, I can fix her, but I can. What? I can't fix her, but I can. I don't know if I should say that. Should I say that? Can I say that? Jeremy misses all my super chats. I am going to intentionally not read your super chats. Nearly got him. No. It's a crevice. Fish. He can't read good. Did you just start watching? Can I pronounce that? No PhD. Coyote says, Beardo, do not despair. Just check your bat belt. Raging Wolf says, we need to talk about the real big thing happening. Tubi is getting a bunch of cartoons starting next March 1st. Look it up. Freakazoid is back, baby. You know one thing we need to talk about on Geeks and Gamers? I made a terrible prediction on Tuesday night's main event. I kind of can't wait for Tuesday night's main event next week. But I said the state of play was going to be terrible, and the state of play was fucking amazing. The state of play was incredible. I can't believe how good that state of play was. I can't wait to talk about it. Sean Carter says, I wouldn't do AOC with a stolen member. Teresa says, it's true Hamburger Helper Instant Cup at Walmart. Bro, that's amazing. No PhD category. Got that one. Predon Corp says, Jeremy, can you play the Keno Reads Nerdrotic Reads RTU ate his daughter's eyes clip? I sent it to you on Twitter. I'll check and see if I can find it. I know you told me. I know. Just ordered 4 different Hamburger Helper Instant Cups from Walmart to compare contrast. Oh, they're going to be amazing. I guarantee you that. Now, because the StreamYard's being so messed up, I'm trying to see if I missed any others. Little Jim Salo says it's so over channel dead tax. Bread Boxes says them's lady like brows in cam video. Oh, I got that one. Timothy Finch says Collins team player. She mostly oh yeah. All right. See these. I'm reading a lot of these, rereading them. Narco says, what if 6 law enforcement women impulsively clean the crime scene and now everything is fucked? That sounds like what's happening right now. I need to see if there's any updates at the moment. 4 cheese lasagna Hamburger Helper is the best. 4 cheese lasagna is really good. Cheeseburger macaroni is pretty great too. This guy's live. He's live. This is I think this is Jack.
Yeah, or just put it in the comment section underneath this post on X. Talk amongst yourselves. So I mean, we really don't need any extra information at this moment.
He does look like Walter White. He does look like Walter White. Holy shit. Good Lord.
Professional gear setups, cameras, tripods, and
I can't believe I didn't catch that at first. Shout out to the chat. I missed it.
we're here tonight. Before this, we had earlier today there was a pool service, or pool cleaners, maintenance and repair guys at Nancy Guthrie's house, and then before that we had the Amazon delivery driver, and then you had Sheriff Nanos kind of just dragging his feet here and there about sending gloves off to Florida.
For
But,
the
it seems like he had a good explanation. We had some exclusive reports.
for the uninitiated, just so you can see what we're talking about, this would be Walter White in Breaking Bad.
This is not an admission of guilt. I am speaking to my family now.
For years. I mean, so yeah, this Sheriff Nanos, he's been in the force for decades, and also reports that he's a bit of a egotistical guy. He's kind of toxic and hard to work with. And there's also been some lawsuits in his past about mishandling funds. Yeah, there was one report I was reading. Nanos was they had seized a bunch of money from a drug bust years ago, and then. So if you're not familiar, whenever police seize money from a...
This is Kev Posobiec. I think this is Jack Posobiec's brother or cousin or whatever.
He might have...
What's that?
I don't know. He didn't forfeit it officially. Maybe he did. I don't really know. But so what happened was that a lot of the money got used to build this cafe.
I don't know what he's talking about.
And it was like really, really...
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Maybe misappropriated funds, but that led to may or may not have led to FBI questioning other officers. So yeah, this guy, I don't know, I guess it's kind of standard, if you're in the force for 40, 50 years in a town like this, you want to have a legacy. So I guess, but there's also a side story to this with Heather Lavin, who he ran against 2024 to be the sheriff again, incumbent.
I'll be honest, he's boring me out of my mind. I appreciate that he's on the scene, but he is boring me out of my mind. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't know what he's referencing. Here, we've got a live feed right here from a news channel. Let's hope they don't fucking have that garbage company. By the way, this is transformative content. I am commentating. The people in my chat are sending super chats because of my content. You can't give me a strike. You can't claim this. This is transformative content. I'm giving WFLA News Channel full credit. Okay? You can't claim this and you can't strike me. This is transformative content, commentary, fair use. The people are here for my commentary. Fuck you. That last part probably didn't help. That last part probably isn't going to help, but whatever. So, nothing. Commentary. I always wondered because I always hear when I watch what's his name? Steve Lookner. I hear him talk about how he pays for these videos or whatever. And a lot of times he will leave the stream and not say anything. He'll just go away, or he stands there. He says nothing for like long periods of time. And that's because he paid for that content, so he doesn't have to commentate over it. I always wondered, why does he do that? But ultimately, that's why he does that, because he doesn't have to transform the content. He does have a lot of dead air, man. Lookner leaves a ton of dead air. I hate dead air when I'm watching streams. Twitch, you can do that shit. That is true. So a lot of streamers love to stream on Twitch because they don't have the DMCA problem. Same with Rumble. Rumble doesn't have it. Kick doesn't have it. YouTube has the bots and all of that shit, and it's awful. Culver. Oh, we got it. Culver's. I didn't even say. I was looking at the chat. Culver's, baby. Let's fucking go. They're even playing some music. Hell yeah. Culver's, let's go. I'm feeling good now. We got a Culver's show. Where you at? Where'd the Culver's go? Oh, a press conference.
We are moments away from a press conference after an active SWAT situation begins to unfold in Arizona in the Nancy Guthrie investigation. We have new exclusive video plus multiple angles from the scene. Team coverage begins right now from the stream center.
Thank you, Maido, for the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, sir.
Breaking news from the Stream Center. Here's JB Buno.
Welcome into the Stream Center, folks. Breaking news here tonight. A News Nation exclusive
Sounds like
video
AI.
coming in showing the scene where a traffic
Breaking
stop occurred,
Guthrie.
leading to an active SWAT situation in the Nancy Guthrie
Why are they showing
investigation.
Culver's?
Reports indicating that a press conference is imminent. A press conference we will have live on this.
What? I'm more worried about Culver's right now. Is Culver's okay? Is Culver's all right? Like, what is that's the main concern right now.
In for some audio. So this is a live picture from the scene, and just as we hit the open to our live stream, beginning our coverage here across multiple platforms, that was a SWAT vehicle moving across this one particular shop.
If we have a press conference at Culver's, bro, it will be the greatest payoff of any season of television.
Arizona. However, we have 2 of them. We have access to both of them. But in the meantime, let's go split screen because I want to show everybody what we're looking at here.
Praying
on the
for
left side of your
Culver's.
screen is the press conference.
Prayers up
feed.
in the chat
The
for
press
Culver's.
conference happens. We will have it here for you live on this stream. You do not have to go anywhere to watch it. We're going to continue our coverage here from the Stream Center. We're going to bring in your comments. We're going to answer your questions and do everything that we can here in the Stream Center to keep you up to date on what is developing at the scene there in Arizona. On the right side of your screen, this is exclusive video from News Nation that they have showing a traffic stop that unfolded that led to this active SWAT situation, as we understand it. What exactly we're looking at here is unclear. That's a Culver's. I know that because, yeah, we have those restaurants in our town.
Let's go.
And exactly.
Culver's getting a shout out,
what
baby.
We're looking at, we'll try to break down this video. I'm here with Stream Center producers Garrett Phillips and Josh Scott. We're going to bring them in here. We're going to kind of, dissect this video and explain what we are looking at. But right now we have both live coverage with multiple angles from the scene as well as this new video. And this is all pertaining to the search for Nancy Guthrie. This all happening really in the last hour and a half, where we saw things get a little bit more active than they were over the course of the day. We saw a bomb squad vehicle get mobile. Let's go live here.
Here we go.
There is a forensics vehicle.
Oh, shit.
Now moving past that perimeter and in a particular direction, as is these other vehicles now too. We'll see if we can pay attention here. There's the Pima County Sheriff's pickup truck there on the right side of your screen. So they're letting certain vehicles pass, including that forensics vehicle as well. So guys, any observations?
I want to be like an IRL reporter and go into go to crime scenes and film. So on that note, this was earlier, okay? No bullshit, okay? Earlier, I'm heading over to the theme parks, okay? To City Walk, all right? And guess what? All of a sudden, it looked like the Dark Knight Rises scene. Police cars everywhere. Every fucking where. So you know what I did? I walked up and recorded some footage. Here's the footage right here. Check this out. So this was a few hours ago in Orlando, not far from Universal Studios, okay? This is a flipped over car. Check it out. As you can see, cars flipped over. Now, ultimately, what had happened was that car was running from the police. The police they hit him in the quarter panel, knocked him in the quarter panel, and he flipped over and flipped over and flipped over. That's what happened. On the ground reporting from CobraCast 199. That's right. Yep.
Pima County Sheriff's vehicles. Now, how the two scenes are connected, that remains unclear.
Pit maneuver,
because we have the traffic stop at one location, clearly right here outside of this Culver's.
So we got the fact that Culver's has made a cameo appearance in the season finale of Breaking Guthrie. I gotta imagine they're listening to fan feedback right now. I got to imagine they're listening to fan feedback because they said, okay, Jeremy's upset, okay, because we don't have a chicken joint. We need to get a chicken joint. And somebody says, what if we added Culver's as the primary location? And what happens if the manager from Culver's is responsible? This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. What if the manager at Culver's is responsible?
First thing that comes to my mind, JB, is there was
Culver's does have chicken. You are correct.
In the week when they had talked about a unmarked white van that they were searching for. Don't want to speculate. Don't want to say that that's what we're looking at here in this video, but obviously, clearly, there is what looks like a white van. It looks unmarked. There, right next to those officials, the Pima County Sheriff's vehicles. Could it be the same white van they were looking for earlier in the week? Is that connected? Is that a coincidence? Could we maybe have the vehicle, the traffic stop that they're actually conducting, could that be off to the right a little bit off screen? It's possible, but just of note, that white van stuck out to me because we know that they were looking for a vehicle that would match that description earlier.
And again, just talking about those detainments, Brian Ensign confirming a man and a woman have been detained by Pima County Sheriff at this time. Again, that coming from that house, and then we're seeing this feed. Again, we talked about,
So they framed a dude to make Jeremy happy. Sounds like something Jeremy would think. Listen, I'm here for the memes.
I'll review this clip directly from News Nation. And
right. We want to be as accurate as can be when it comes to
Todd and Lydia.
The reports coming out of Arizona. And okay, so let's show everybody the different camera feeds. In fact, let's go to the secondary shot right now. So clearly the perimeter that's been established.
They're allowing through traffic, it seems, at least on that road.
Right.
Because we just saw a car coming in from what looks like a different angle, whereas the other live shot that we have seen seems to be showing traffic leaving from the opposite direction. So they are at least allowing traffic to come through. What time is it now in Arizona? They're 2 hours behind us, so it's around almost 10 o'clock at night. So maybe it's people
you can't park there. So short
Friday night, leaving home for Friday night.
I'm sorry. There's a woman here in this shot. And I'm trying to figure out if this is a reporter or if this is somebody who's getting ready to arrange a press briefing. Let's just I'm going to boost audio here just a little bit. All right, everybody. So we're going to quiet our mics and I'm going to boost audio for those listening at home, especially on a TV.
Yeah, let's go.
Be mindful. We're going to really jack up the audio here and just try to listen to the scene. Stand by.
If they will speak.
That Culver's location could be packed tomorrow.
All right, so I just hear a lot of idle chatter.
Just wanted to let you know, JB, 7 minutes ago, Pima County Sheriff's Department on X, there is no press briefing scheduled for tonight regarding the Nancy Guthrie investigation. A written statement is forthcoming.
No press conference, ladies and gentlemen. No press conference. Another blue balls moment. Damn. They got us excited again, and we fell for it. We fell for it again. Breaking Guthrie, just breaking our heart every time you think We're going to get something. And boom, we get nothing. Absolutely painful. Painful to say the least. Damn. Oh well, there you have it. Like you baited us into an expectation. I did. Well, listen, to be fair, I got emotionally manipulated. They brought Culver's into it. Once they brought Culver's into it, I lost any ability to be objective or to have, like, as your host, I'm supposed to be the guy that guides this ship. I'm supposed to be driving this ship in the right direction, okay? And most of the time, I am. As soon as they brought Culver's into it, you might as well have put boobs on the screen because I completely lost focus. It was either Culver's or boobs, and I'm just like, never mind, I'm not going to be graphic, but let's just say this audience knows what I mean. So anyway, we'll leave it there. Thank you, Mahito, for those 5 gifted memberships. Luis says, but we are initiated, aren't we, Bruce? Raging Wolf says, please bring up the list of 100 cartoons March 1st. I will see if I can find it. Just send it to me. Send it to me on Twitter. Linton says, if they strike you down, you'll come back 10 times stronger. Let's hope so. Chester says, I don't want to be circumcised through a picket fence, so no thank you. Mott Eric says, I agree with the chat. Quarterback Garrett has not been around lately. Is it a coincidence? Does he have a crypto account? Unseen Dimension says, Culver's is proof that you are in God's simulation. Shorty Star says, the woman is there to deliver the sandwiches. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. I'm all about some sandwiches. Blackguard for 20 says, as a soldier for 29 years, retiring soon, Hamburger Helper is fine dining compared to some MREs and mess hall offerings. Dude, I'm just telling you right now. All right. Hamburger Helper is the food of the gods. Okay. I fully expect Christopher Nolan to feature Hamburger Helper in the Odyssey. I mean, why not? You've already got Lupita Nyong'o as Helen of Troy. You might as well throw some Hamburger Helper in there and say it's the food of the gods. All right. Might as well do it. Litton says, manner. Oh, got that one. Got that one. Let's hear what they got to say real quick.
Yeah, and I'm reading this here as well. So, and as I look here at the chat, I think it's pretty split as to whether or not people feel that this is a big deal or not a big deal.
Okay, hold on just a minute. This man just referenced the chat on an NBC affiliate. This man just referenced the chat. Bro, you're getting a like for that one, buddy. Respect for this man. He just acknowledged the chat. Respect to this guy. I have never heard a mainstream affiliate channel reference the chat. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Just evidence gathering alone, just marking a scene alone takes a significant amount of time. So it's curious that, but again, just there's so much unknown here with the resources on site. Also, too, this happening at night where we have we just don't have the visibility. Keep in mind, one evolution of the media in recent years has been just about every mobile news crew now have.
Okay, well, that's cool. So shout out to him for that. Well, whatever on Rumble for 20 says, I almost forgot that Jeremy hates Rumble tax. I don't hate the Rumble chat, though. And that's the difference. I love the Rumble chat. I love them to death. And if I get taken down on YouTube, I'll be streaming full time on Rumble. So, but I think we're good on YouTube. I think we're good. If we get in, just because they said there's no press conference, by the way, doesn't mean there's not going to be a fucking press conference. These people don't know what they're doing.
Might just be some pedestrians. Anytime
People
you
in the
see people
neighborhood.
walking over towards a media staging area, you just have to be ready for it being a PIO or some representative of some agency. But now it's okay, interesting. We have some more folks walking here over towards the media staging area. And perhaps it's just to brief them on.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we actually do get a press conference after they announce we don't get a press conference. It would make perfect sense for this entire story.
On the Pima County Sheriff's Office accounts on X, Facebook. So the moment.
Chester says, does Rumble not have an API into StreamYards? Is that why you can't bring them up on your screen? Yeah, there's probably a way to do it, but if Rumble would just have integration into StreamYard like Kick and like YouTube and other platforms, it would be so much easier, and I would bring everybody's chat up on screen with Rumble if Rumble had integration. The problem is Rumble wants everybody to use Rumble Studio, and I'm not using Rumble Studio. I even told them that in a meeting. The last meeting I had with Rumble pretty much did me in with Rumble. So, because I told them in a very nice way that I don't want anything to do with their stupid partner program, and I don't want to stream on Rumble Studio. They have not contacted me since that call. They haven't said a fucking word to me. Because they were like, well, we're going to look into getting you into the partner program. I'm like, dude, we have 300,000 followers. I don't want your fucking partner program. All right. Like, I want you guys to grow. I want you guys to succeed, but I don't want anything to do with your shitty partner program. Just make this platform better for normies, because that's how it's going to be successful. Right now, it's a fucking right-wing echo chamber. That's what Rumble is. And if you want it to fucking grow, you need to have nerd content. You need to have how to fucking change your spark plugs. You need to have random shit. They didn't like that. So they haven't talked to me since. You said that? I literally said all of this to them straight up. Not as aggressive as I'm saying it right now. I was much more respectable because I told them, I'm like, I'm not trying to be mean. So I probably have a lot more aggression as I'm saying it now. To them, I was far more respectable when I said it. But I did say those things to them.
Vehicle. I remember a time in Mississippi that we followed a vehicle it had to have been 45 minutes where a suspect was ultimately captured, a suspect that had been on the run for, I believe, 5 or 6 days, an armed and dangerous suspect. And I was curious if any members of the media were hopping in their car and going to follow the vehicle. It might have happened. Maybe local media did. Maybe some national media did. But
okay, somebody changing spark plugs is basically right wing to liberals, though. It's just not political. That is the comment of the night, Chester. That is the comment of the night right there. Holy shit, that is good. And it's so accurate. It's so accurate. Changing spark plugs is racist. Only a racist would change their spark plugs themselves.
That was close to the family that they had spoken to.
All right, so I'm going to update some graphics.
Take it easy, Linko. Have a good one, brother.
But guys, let's just for those just filing in, can we review with where we are in for the audience again? The audience that just joined us, let's fill them in on what's going on.
All right, here we go.
Pima County Sheriff's officials had
whoever this guy is, he knows how to YouTube. He's like, hey, there's some new audience in here. Let's update them on what's going on. This guy is good.
An airplane Friday afternoon in sheriff's officials had an airplane Friday afternoon in the air that News Nation had learned earlier to point to a significant development perhaps in the case of Nancy Guthrie. Around the same time as the aircraft launching, a mobile command center was seen leaving sheriff's office, and sources say a SWAT team had been activated. Roughly an hour and say 20 or so minutes ago, we learned of the SWAT activity at a neighborhood roughly 2 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's home. It coincided with a traffic stop that said was to be reportedly connected to the operations. Part of that traffic stop, part of that SWAT activity was the detaining of 2 males and one of their mothers after receiving a tip. Authorities did. They detained these individuals, seemingly questioned. Just as a cautionary measure, we are saying anyone who is questioned or stopped during a warrant execution is technically considered to be detained. So saying that these individuals are detained does not mean that they are suspects, but that is the latest that we heard. By the time we...
Okay, so I got another channel. Somebody in the chat told me to check this channel. So this channel, Arizona's Family, CBS affiliate right here. Apparently they have some good coverage too.
Our sister station KOLD just put out that they are in contact with Sheriff Chris Nanos, who told them that the scene at First and Orange Grove is connected and they are, quote, actively working a lead. I cannot say anything else. Not a lot, but actively working a lead. So
is the Culvers okay? Joe, you're the one that told me. Thank you, Joe. I see you in the chat. So is the Culvers okay? That's the update we need.
Statement that's forthcoming. Now, forthcoming, what does that also mean? We don't know if that's a couple minutes. We don't know if that's in an hour. We don't know if that's
First thing in the
overnight.
morning.
Yeah, I mean, forthcoming could be any time now. So, kind of waiting on what that's going to look like. We hope to have more of that information. Obviously, Chris Nanos not saying a whole lot to KOLD, our sister station, but there's something obviously going on.
The one thing I love about this chat is that we respect the newscasters. We have nothing but wonderful complimentary things to say about the newscasters. You guys care about them informing us. I really do appreciate that. Our chat is very respectable. Really, really appreciate that.
For questioning just because they saw something. Are they people who have past criminal activity? And so they're thinking, okay, let's look into these people. We just have no idea at this point. And it could be that they're not even charged. They're just being detained. But again, every little thing in this investigation becomes a huge deal. And so right now, this feels very monumental. And we hope that it is. We hope that there is progress and forward movement, but we don't know.
Yeah, people are just desperate for answers.
Yeah.
Almost 2 weeks into this, we've been talking to a lot of
Not really.
FBI agents and police.
Nobody's really desperate at this point. We're just memeing it. I think everybody's just watching this because it's a shit show. This is it. We're just watching it because it's a complete shit show.
And forensics to this scene. Is it possible that they just brought someone in for questioning, or the presence of SWAT, the presence of forensics, does that mean something more is going on?
Well, the SWAT's used for high-risk search warrants. So if SWAT's coming in, it means that there's some type of threat potential, and that's why they use SWAT. Now, the forensics will come in after SWAT clears the home, gets everybody out of the home. Once the home is clear, then the forensics will go in and do their job. And when it comes to search warrants, it's not just walking through the house. A search warrant can be for a piece of paper that has been involved in a crime, or a black glove, or anything else, which means that they can look anywhere that that glove could be hidden. So this is going to take a long time. If we think this is just a quick in and out thing, it's not. And the people being detained were in the house. So those people are going to need to be talked to. And hopefully, it helps the investigation progress along.
It could be for items in the home. It could be for DNA. We know that they recovered DNA. The sheriff confirmed that today DNA recovered from the scene of Nancy Guthrie's home.
Yeah, it could be items, DNA, clothing, vehicles, anything.
And CNN is now reporting that officials have not identified Nancy Guthrie's location or the identity of her abductor. So that is apparently not who they went to this house for tonight.
Dude, nothing. They have nothing. They have no suspect. They have no leads. They have no information. TMZ is getting all of these emails Oh, this is so bad. Like, let's just step back for a moment and forget the Savannah Guthrie, the NBC News Today Show host. Let's forget that she was actively trying to get President Trump to denounce, theories, QAnon theories that were saying that the Democratic Party was part of the deep state and they were a bunch of, evil PDF files. Let's forget that for a minute. All right. And let's just judge this on the fact that a woman in her 80s has gone missing and the police have zero leads after 2 weeks. They have no leads. They have no information. They have nothing. Like, in a normal situation, the family, it would be so tough on the family to have to go through something like that, man. It really would. And, but here we are. And I don't know how many of you have seen it, but I will play it one more time right here. I've played this several times, but this is the interview that everybody played about Savannah Guthrie, who's the daughter of the woman that is missing. Here we go.
This theory that Democrats are a satanic pedophile ring and that you are the savior of that. Now, can you just once and for all state that that is completely not true and that disavow QAnon in its entirety?
I know nothing about QAnon.
I just told you.
I know very little. You told me, but what you tell me doesn't necessarily make it fact. I hate to say that. I know nothing about it. I do know they are very much against pedophilia. They fight it very hard, but I know nothing about it.
They believe it is a satanic cult run by the deep
state. The subject. I'll tell you what I do know about. I know about Antifa, and I know about the radical left, and I know how violent they are and how vicious they are, and I know how they're burning down cities run by Democrats, not run by Republicans.
Republican Senator Ben Sass said, quote, QAnon is nuts, and real leaders call conspiracy theories conspiracy theories. Why not just say it's crazy and not true?
He may be right. I just don't know about QAnon.
You do know.
I don't know. No, I don't know. I don't know.
Let me ask you another thing.
Let's waste the whole show. You start off with white supremacy. I denounce it. You start off with something else. Let's go. Keep asking me these questions.
I do have one more in this vein.
Let me just tell you what I do hear about it is they are very strongly against pedophilia, and I agree with that. I mean, I do agree with that, and I agree with it.
But there's not a satanic pedophile.
I have no idea. I know nothing
You don't know
about
that? Okay.
No, I don't know.
You
that.
just this
neither
week.
Do you know that?
Okay. Just.
So that's the interview that has, been replayed over and over again, which is why it makes me not feel bad for this woman in particular, Savannah Guthrie, because she clearly is a very, she's a very bad woman. Now, she mentioned conspiracy theories. And listen, man, I have no use for conspiracy theories. I have no use for people taking information and theorizing about it. I have no use for that. So let's talk about this conspiracy theory right here surrounding Savannah Guthrie that was sent to me by Jessica. Breaking, this was 11 days before her mom vanished. Savannah Guthrie was panicking as the Today Show ratings spiked without her. New reporting says Savannah Guthrie was in what coworkers described full panic mode just 11 days before her mother, Nancy, disappeared. Why? Because while Savannah was on medical leave, the show's ratings jumped up 12% year over year, pulling 2.86 million viewers and beating Good Morning America. According to sources, she was obsessively refreshing ratings reports, privately asking, is this a fluke? Pushing doctors to rush her return, insisting NBC air a segment of her recovering at home so audiences wouldn't forget her, fearing the spike would change her leverage as contract nears renewal. Other staff reportedly said the set felt more relaxed without her, less tension, more equal, and no fear of being corrected on air. Savannah reportedly earns $8 million a year and believed that she was the glue holding the show together. Then her mother vanished. Is the timing just a coincidence, or is something people are reading too much into?
Test, test, test. Is this thing on? Wait, is this thing on? Good morning to you. Red, yellow, leather, red, yellow, leather. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods. Baked in a buttery, flaky crust. Red, yellow, leather, Joe, a deer, a female deer. Yellow, leather, red. That's not fair. Ray, a drop of golden sun. Wow, that's my first singings. This is Today on NBC.
Boom, boom, boom. Just saying. Just saying. But hey, again, I'm totally denouncing of all conspiracy theories. I think conspiracy theories are bad and people should never have conspiracy theories out there. I think it's dangerous and we completely denounce them in every way, shape, or form. We would never, ever, ever, ever want that. And we should never joke about a situation like breaking Guthrie. So we'll see what happens. Let's go back to the live feed right here, see what they're saying.
Active lead in the case, but they haven't given us any further details. We're just standing by for a written statement. Earlier, they said they would be speaking to us, and now they've kind of walked that back to say that they will just be releasing a statement tonight.
We're going to go back and check in with Austin Walker there in just a second. But boy, it seems like each day this week, some piece of information has come out.
It's like fits and starts,
Piece by piece by piece. There was the video and then the thousands of tips that came in, the Tuesday night detainment of that young man down in Rio Rico who was released a couple hours later. And then you have information about DNA being found and gloves being sent for testing. Each day there's like a new piece, and this is what we've come to tonight. Brianna, I know you spoke with the sheriff earlier today. Did he voice any kind of frustrations as to where the investigation stands, or is he still pretty optimistic that she will be found alive, or could be?
So he doubled down on the fact that he believes she's alive and was pretty adamant about that at the end of our interview, which I thought was.
I saw a little Orphan Funk House just, Jeremy, I'm like 12 shots of vodka in, and this is boring. Show some Sweeney. I would, but I have a very, very, very ironclad rule that we cannot show Sweeney unless we get a proper 199. Those are the rules. But I'm going to break that rule because I respect the chat. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, just for little Orphan Funkhauser, a little bit of Sydney Sweeney, just to lighten the mood a little bit up in here, because that's how we roll. Okay? That's how we roll. I mean, what other streamer? Let's be real here, okay? Let's be real here. What other streamer on YouTube is willing to be the brave soul that I am, to take a picture that you yourself could look up at any time? What other streamer is willing to charge you a proper 199 for me to show you the picture that you could pull up yourself? What other streamer is then willing to then take credit for showing you the free picture that he normally charges you a proper 199 for? And the answer is, just like in The Dark Knight Rises, only me. Only me. Remember that? Doctor? Who else can, what was it? It was the bomb, right? So who else could turn that bomb? Only me. And then he snaps his neck. Only me.
You can see it's still up right here. This is what we're looking at. This is the
he's gay.
orange cones
Oh,
that
he's
are blocking off this part of the area
gay.
here.
Oh, he's gay.
That they're currently looking at just past this barricade. You can see it's
Yeah,
still
he's
up
gay.
right here. This is what we're looking at. This is the
Yeah,
orange
he's
corridor.
gay.
And again, how this connects to Nancy Guthrie altogether. We were expecting to have some sort of communication or interview, something from an official that can give us a better picture, but sadly that is not happening. They posted on X today, just a few, probably 30 minutes ago at this point, saying that they will be getting a written statement. The public information officer also out here today, just a few minutes ago, saying that statement is coming. I asked, is it coming in 30 minutes, 1 hour, 5 minutes? Tomorrow morning. She did not answer that. She says it's coming soon. So we are waiting to hear what that exactly means. And hopefully that'll answer some questions on why this is happening. I know earlier today, though, at about 5 o'clock, there was a plane hovering over this area for the Pima County Sheriff's Department. And they were over here. We didn't hear it, but we know we had reports of that coming from a source. So that most likely is tied to what is happening right here. This has been a very eventful day now. Before, very quiet at Nancy Guthrie's home, about 5 minutes away. I'm not sure if we have a map that.
Okay, he's boring me. So right here, my favorite, right here. Here it is.
Disarming such a device. Only me.
So many people are gonna look at me laughing at this and they're like, "This guy's an idiot." But it's such a funny scene. And Bane is fucking awesome. He's awesome. So, what a great movie. What a great movie. All right. Only me. Only me. Thank you, doctor. Time to go mobile.
If there are any at all, but we do
Right,
know.
come on, sweetheart. Hurry up. All right. He does look like a lesbian.
5 minutes from Nancy Guthrie's home in the Catalina foothills.
How can people say the Batman was better? Because they're tarded.
More details, hopefully very soon. That press release again should be coming at any moment, and we'll make sure to update you on air and online.
Yeah, you convinced me, Jeremy.
Thank you very much. We can pass along two things that we have heard from law
Lance
enforcement
Bass.
tonight from Sheriff Chris Nanos telling our sister station in Tucson that they're just actively working a lead. He's leaving it very vague until that statement comes out. And the FBI has told CNN that they have not identified Nancy Guthrie's location and they have not identified her abductor.
So that to me tells me that this is a dead end based on that information alone. Now it could change. It could change at any moment with these idiots. But who knows? Dark Knight Trilogy is the GOAT. Yes, it fucking is. It's so good. Where are we at? Matt Fleming says, my old home is less than a mile from where this is happening. I truly miss Tucson of the 90s and what it's turned into, a rotting liberal shithole. It's amazing how much liberals just ruin every fucking thing, dude. It really is incredible. And like everywhere liberals go, everywhere their policies go, it's just like a disease that just infects everything. It's so horrible, man. Let's see. Jared Wood says, sorry if this is on topic. Let's see. Are you still playing Helldivers? We're currently invading Cyberstan. Beardo and X-Wing are on it. I'm not. I haven't been playing Helldivers, but I think Beardo and X-Wing have been playing the new update. I heard it's a really good update too, and probably Mike as well. The tactician musician says, hey, Jeremy, I came to lighten up the chat a little bit. My mom's dog just got killed by a pack of coyotes, like very torn up. Holy shit. What? Holy fuck, bro. That's awful. Oh, how did that even happen? Let's see here. Need more details. Moto Geek says, fuck free shit. I'm going to pay for that picture. I'm going to pay for that picture. Somebody says, why would you tell us that? Misery loves company. That's what I think. I think misery loves company. I think that's how, that's a coping mechanism, which I totally understand. Let's see here. I think we're all caught up there. Well, I think because of your support, the channel will survive another day. So listen, ultimately what this comes down to is, I don't think we're going to get anything resolved tonight, because these idiots don't have any clue. The memes have been great, but I think we're going to leave it there because we're at 2.5 hours and I have a long day tomorrow. I've got to deal with some family stuff that I won't be getting into, but I do have to deal with some family stuff. So I'm going to have to end it there. It was a good stream. I wish I could have streamed twice today, but I had other obligations that were not allowing me to stream today. And then I didn't do Friday Night Tights because I was out. But however, I do appreciate all of you. And like I said, man, as far as I'm concerned, the quartering stuff is over. I'm not going to respond. I think his response is a great response for me. So you should go watch that over on Alyssa's Clips channel. But as far as I'm concerned, I will repeat what I have said 100 times. I do think Jeremy Hambley's a good dude. I think he's way caught up in stuff. But he responded, and I am very happy with his response. I really am. And I think it speaks for itself. And I think it's leaving it there because I don't want to be in an internet pissing contest. So I'm good with his response. I really am. But we're going to leave it there. Thank you all so much. I really do appreciate it. I hope you have a good night. The Tactician Musician says, no matter how crappy human civilization could be, the nature world can be just, if not more terrifying. You are correct about that, unfortunately. Mother Nature is brutal. Sorry. SJWs are whatever it says, but it says crackers always get beamed up by those. Holy shit, man. I don't even know what the fuck you're saying there. True Mr. Gentleman says Breaking Guthrie operates on a daily model rather than the binge model. You still lose, Jeremy. I'm also prepared for the finale to be worse than House of Cards. Called it here first. You might be right. But thank you guys. Have a good night. I will be streaming tomorrow night. It might be late, but I will be streaming late tomorrow night as long as everything goes according to plan. Freedom Cross says Jeremy Kino is playing Geeks and Gamers. Hell yeah. Hail Kino Casino. Epic Mazza announces the Kino Casino are feasting Suffa Hambly. You guys have a good night, and we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone. Hang on. Did I hit my end? There we go. Bye, everyone.